Good day, Ma'am Ana. My name is Janelle S. Gadingan from BS Ed major in Social Studies 2. So this topic is all about the teacher's rights, duties, and responsibilities, or the Education Act of 1982 or Batas Pambansa 232. So the Education Act of 1982 or the BP 232 is an act providing for the establishment and maintenance of an integrated system of education. So the section 2, coverage. This act shall apply to and govern both formal and non-formal system in public and private schools in all levels of the entire educational system. So when we say formal system, this is the normal class in school. And when we say non-formal system, these are halls and tutoring and etc. The Educational Community Chapter 2 Rights. Section 11. Special rights and or privilege of teaching or academic staff. Number 1. The right to be free from compulsory assignments not related to their duties as defined in their appointments or employment contracts, unless compensated, therefore conformably to existing law. It means that teachers should not be doing things that are not related to their works as teachers, but it could be done unless they are compensated and accustomed to the existing law. Number 2. The right to intellectual property consistent with applicable laws. Example, your own book has been used by a certain individual or a group of people without your permission, or plagiarism, for signature. So you could sue them using laws that are applicable for suing them. Number 3. Teachers shall be deemed persons in authority when in the discharge of lawful duties and responsibilities and shall therefore be accorded due respect and protection. So teachers has the authority to become the second mother in the school, because once a student is enrolled in your school, therefore they leave their child in your hands. They trust you that you will handle them with care. So if teachers tells you not to go outside of the school, you mustn't go, because what will happen to you outside will be their responsibility. Number 4. Teachers shall be accorded the opportunity to choose alternative career lines either in school administration, in classroom teaching, or others for purpose of career advancement. Example, teachers were given a freedom to choose alternate career or sidelines aside from school works as long as it is out of their duty hours. Educational Community Chapter 3 Duties and Obligations. Section 16. Teachers' Obligations. Every teacher shall, number 1, perform his duties to the school by discharging his responsibilities in accordance with the philosophy, goals, and objectives of the school. Example, the goal or the philosophy of the school is to be child-friendly, meaning the teacher is expected to treat every student in a friendly way, equally. Number 2, be accountable for the efficient and effective attainment of specified learning objectives and pursuance of national development goals within the limits of available school resources. Example, the goal of the national development goals is to become a competent teacher, and then you lack the resources in your school to become one. What will you do? It is to use everything that is available resources in your school and to use those for the sake of learning of your students. Number 3, render regular reports on performance of each student and to the latter and the latter's parents and guardians with specific suggestions for improvement. You must update the parents of your students about the performance of their children in the school and to recommend something that will improve their performance. Example, Mom, your child is very slow in English. Is it okay, Mom, to give your child a remedial class? Or is it okay, Mom, if we conduct a summer class for them? Okay, so that's it. Next. Number 4. Assume the responsibility to maintain and sustain his professional growth and advancement and maintain professionalism in his behavior at all times. So this is very self-explanatory. As a teacher, you must maintain your professionalism at all times. Example, some parents are angry because of the low grades that you gave to their child. As a teacher, how will you respond? Will you say, "No, ma'am, can't you see that your child is very dumb," and so on? That's very wrong. Instead, you will tell them to sit down and explain calmly to them about their scores and their performance in the classroom in a good way. Or, you will show them your records about the performance of the children in school. Number 5. Refrain from making deduction in students' scholastic ratings for acts that are clearly not manifestation of poor scholarship. Example, the child is smart and then he argues about your knowledge about the topic. So there's a possibility that you will be offended, and instead of giving them scores and praising them, or rather understanding the child, you deduct points because you hate the child. That's wrong. You must not do that. Number 6. Participate as an agent of constructive social, economic, moral, intellectual, cultural, and political change in his schools and the community within the context of national policies. So this is participating in forums and share insights during meetings in accordance with national policies. The bottom line of this duty is to prohibit the teachers in joining rallies because teachers must help in making the people understand on what's happening in the country. So next is teachers' rights, responsibilities, and duties. All certified employees shall assume the duties and responsibilities assigned by the superintendent or designee. Teachers' professional responsibilities involve considerably more than merely classroom instructions. They include, but are not limited to, study and research to keep abreast of new knowledge and instructional techniques, such as assessment of students' work, recording keeping, lesson planning and preparation, conference with students, parents, and administrators, in-service meetings, and supervision of pupils outside the classroom. So as teachers, you will not be only teaching students. You will not be just recording their attendance and so on. You are expected to the duties and responsibilities given to you by the superintendent or the designee. So teachers must be in their classroom or assigned areas as instructed by the building principal. All duty time is necessary for educational planning, preparation, and conference with students, parents, and faculty members. So it means that teachers should not always leave their classroom as instructed by your principal. Your time in school is necessary for teaching, meetings, and etc. All teachers must maintain a standard of dress, personal appearance, general decorum, moral standards, and behavior that reflects their professional status in the community. So it means that teachers must never dress inappropriately, such as sexy dress, revealing clothes, and must dress according to the rules of the DepEd or CHED or the rules of their school. Teachers' duties and responsibilities. Teachers will be responsible to the principal for carrying out policies of the board as they relate to the function of the school, to the classroom, and to the immediate contact with students and parents. Teachers will be expected to furnish such after-school time as is needed for assisting students, conferring with parents, and doing other necessary out-of-school work. So this, it means I already explained this to you recently. So next is, teachers will, number 1, direct curricular and extracurricular learning experience of students. So it means that teachers will help the students experience curricular activities such as activities in classroom. And for extracurricular activities, it is like the contest academic or non-academic such as sports. Number 2, care for and protect school property. So it means that teachers must handle school property appropriately. Number 3, supervise students on school grounds. So teachers must warn the students to be careful in the school grounds, or at least when you're making activities in the school ground, you must watch them. Number 4, participate in planning and evaluation of school programs. Example, the school sees the problem about the trashes in the school. So, teachers must participate in giving ideas on how to solve this problem. Number 5, participate in faculty activities. So, teachers must attend faculty meetings and etc. Number 6, participate in in-service training. So, teachers must attend LAC sessions, something like that. Number 7, Support auxiliary school activity. Example, you are a MAPE teacher, then you let your students train or let them dance. You support this kind of activity as a MAPE teacher, or you support your auxiliary coordinator. Number 8, carry out such board policies and administrative regulation as they relate to the teaching activities. So the teachers, you carry out the board policies such as attendance of the students, school uniforms or the school uniform policies, proper haircut, and etc. Number 9, the last but not the least is be punctual. So teachers must be early or before the given time given by the school. So that's it, and thank you for listening.